So, what's up, everybody? The Juan Soto chatter is going to start picking up. And I think it's going to get even more intense and more intense and more intense until we figure out what's going to happen, right? Especially after Derek Jeter, what he said last night, that he would like to see the Yankees pursue or acquire him in a trade. And that's going to excite a lot of Yankee fans. And what I want to know what people think. I invited a bunch of folks on. We'll see if anybody hops in and joins us for the party. But what is going to happen with Juan Soto? Is it real? Is it fantasy? Let's talk about it. So, for those of you who haven't heard, well, first of all, National League won 3-2 last night, and a pretty exciting All-Star game. And it's a much lower scoring game than I thought it would be, but it is what it is. And it's always fun to watch these guys, some of the best players in the world, play with each other. So let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat first. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, definitely. And because this is an interesting conversation, I definitely want to get your folks feedback on this. Hayden's in the house, okay, and we'll get to the comments too. Aiden's here, and Aiden. We get the Ryan Patrol in the house. What's up, boys? Hayden, Jonathan, Kevin, Dash. What's happening? Asking price definitely gonna be very high. We know that, but asking price for a couple other folks gonna be pretty high too. And there's some other chatter going on right now too. And we'll get to that too if you haven't seen or heard yet. Stephen B's in the place. What's going on? Yes, indeed. Billy Branch, the Yoda. What's up? How are you, my friend? How are you? The hamster's in the building. What's good, man? Spin that wheel, baby. Spin that wheel. What is good? Animal Rast. What's good, man? For the bigger deal in the Soto will definitely be a bigger one in the Rhode Island deal. I think we can all agree on that. NFE's in the building. Now it's a party, baby. Wilfredo Cruz, Sean Browning, Bruce Bolognini. If I mispronounce your last name, I apologize. So, Bolognini. Let me know if that's right. Please. Joe. Casper Zach, what's happening? I don't know about that, but we'll get into that too. He thrives on a big stage, Joe. But why do you say overhyped and overrated? And what metric are you referring to? I'm really curious. And this is something Derek Jeter never says, right? And if he never says go out and get it, he makes comments on people. He said he'd like the Yankees to go out and acquire Juan Soto. That one kind of knocked me on my ass. So, and dude, yeah, he's going to cost a premium, but why else are you? Any thoughts on Jorge Polanco sending great? I don't have any thoughts on that, Adam. I haven't even heard of that one. Is that being chatted about now? Why else are we prospect hugging? Who else could we be saving for? That's a bigger piece. That would be a bigger piece than Juan Soto. Now, I'm not saying that Juan Soto alone puts them over the top because he doesn't. Nobody does, not even Ohtani. So, but he'd be a hell of a good building block here because we need it. With the exception of Cole and let's just say Judge, the supporting cast around those two superstars is not the most flattering. It's good, but it's not enough to run deep. You get a guy like Soto who could be a big building block. And again, yeah, he's going to cost a boatload of prospects and money. We know this, but he's young enough also so that if you give him a 10-year, 12-year deal, you can give him an opt-out after 5 or 6 years. So if he wants to test the market again at 31 and cash in, he could do that. And you've gotten 5 or 6 of his prime years, and you can say deuces to him at that point if you want. You got most of his prime years. So it's a smart ploy. You can't do the same thing with Ohtani. Give him a 10-year deal and give him an opt-out when he's 36 or 35. That's not going to work. You can do it to Soto because he'll be opting out when Ohtani's starting his new contract. So the timing of it works. It really does. It really, really does. David Herrera's in the house. Antonio's in the house. Antoine. Chris. And what else are you hearing, folks? Don't sell Torres to Toronto. So, okay, so there's some Yankee reporters putting out stuff that there are 4 teams right now that are in on Gleyber Torres: Toronto, Milwaukee, the Mets, and Seattle. Now, how accurate? We don't know. We really don't. So we'll see. But I have suggested I think he's considered trading him and getting some pitching in return because they need pitching as much as they need hitting. Obviously, hitting's been disappointing, but we need some more pitching as well. So, and one of the reasons why the bullpen's overused because in a lot of cases Boone has had no choice but to overuse them because of lackluster performance and lack of innings pitched by certain starters. You have to go to the bullpen earlier in the game. And you can sit there and let starters get smashed, but generally don't do that very often. So, um, well, that's the big question, right? Will Soto be a Yankee? And we'll get to it too. Soto and Bellinger would be pretty good, but what do you do at that point in the outfield? How do you play Bader and how do you play Judge when he comes back? Is the question. What's up, Lapari? Hotchkiss is in the building. Otani's a beast, no doubt. I just like the youth. Soto's 24. Otani's going to be 30. So, and Soto's going to be 25. Well, he would be, well, it depends on when he's a free agent. He'll be in his year 25. He doesn't turn 26 until October of the year. So you get pretty much his whole year 25 season. So, and that matters. That does matter. So, and Otani is birthday's in April. So he would be, 30 next April. So, and have the whole year. So, that's a 6-year difference. 6-year difference. That matters, especially for contracts and stuff like that, especially for Yankees who need some young dynamic players to go with their highly paid superstars. And you've got a lot of money coming off the book in the next several years. But again, Soto's a guy you give a lot for, and you can be creative too. And we'll talk about that too. A potential trade. What it would take, right? So, who else we have here? Yeah, Mike Pellegrino's in the building. Mike D. Cole, Judge, bullpen. That's pretty much what we have, right, Mike D? Yeah, I would pass on Sonny Gray too. The Yankees drafting a shortstop. Do you think Peraza get? I don't think so, Anafee. And we'll get into that too. I don't think it makes sense to trade Peraza. I mean, they're getting a lot of calls right now on Roderick Arias, one of their other shortstop prospects, who a lot of folks believe, even in the Yankee family, that he could be one of the best shortstops in baseball in the next couple of years. He's still young, but he's getting a lot of phone calls. A lot of phone calls. People are getting interested in Peraza too, but Arias is getting an abundance of phone calls from people right now. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, you could package him in a different trade, but what the thing about the Padres infield, and Torres, if you're talking about Munoz from Seattle, their closer, that's something you have to consider. But would Seattle do it? I don't know. You'd have to give more than Torres, in my opinion, for Munoz. Seems like a cocky. Why do you say that, Seam Star? I'm curious. What's up, Joe? Doing well, man. How are you? Steven Strong, Carlos G, Sir Vic, Brandon Moore. I mean, we don't know yet. I mean, it's still, we don't know. Like, I think the Padres would have to lose a little bit more, but the fact is they're also sounds like they're in a pretty fishy financial situation. So it doesn't look like they're going to have the means to lock up Soto to the contract he would require. That's what it's sounding like right now. And at that point, what do? You let him walk for nothing and just give him a qualifying offer, or you get a boatload of prospects back for him in a trade? So, and that's the key. So, and there's going to be a lot more questions regarding Soto, but he's the chatter of the month right now. I think we're all the most, well, I don't know if we're all of the same opinion, but it's getting pretty obvious that the Angels are not going to move Shohei Ohtani. So, which is what it is. But again, is Artie Moreno going to extend them to the contract he's going to require? Because it's going to be bigger than Soto's. I don't know. He's been known to spend. So he's going to cost more than Pujols and Josh Hamilton combined. So does he have the guys to do it? I don't know. But I mean, if they want to be competitive in the AL West, they're going to have to do it. You have two of the best players in the universe on the same team. So, and that's your Ruth and Gary right there. So, Robert Huerta, Mark. By the way, smack that like button again. We got over 150 people in there. Let's try to get 150 likes if we can. I want your feedback on this, folks. And a lot of people want Peraza too, Stephen. Yeah, and we'll get to that too. I think and I want to know your feedback on this particular topic too, because as it pertains to Marcel, Josh Donaldson. Yeah, we'll get to that too. Josh Donaldson. I would only trade Arias. I would move Arias for Soto, most definitely. But this is the other thing too, Jonathan. So their third baseman, Manny, locked up for over a decade. Shortstop, Xander Bogaerts locked up for over a decade. Their second baseman, Jake Cronenworth, he has the 7-year extension starting this year and next year. So he's locked up for almost the next decade too. Their first baseman, this is one reason why I would add. I think you can add Andres Chaparro and they said let him be the first baseman there, whereas you don't have to add Oswald Peraza. I think. I'm not sure. I think you'd have to give up Dominguez, no doubt. Probably Everson Pereira too. And they've got other guys. They've got Spence and some folks, and they've just drafted a bunch too. So that's the whole point of keep drafting to replenish the farm system when you give up a lot of guys in a big trade like this. So Hader's another one. Hader's another one. So yeah, I mean, believe me, Peraza's going to have a lot of trade value, but I think he'd be more valuable to the Yankees. In all honesty, if I had to choose between trading Peraza or trading Andres Chaparro for a guy like Soto, and I had the opportunity to pick, I'm giving them Andres Chaparro. Let him be their first baseman. And I like Chaparro, but I think Peraza will have more value to the Yankees. Honestly, it would give him an elite defensive infield. Like it's just, especially the midfield too. I mean, between him and Volpe, and oh man, forget about it. So, I mean, well, the question, Jonathan Taylor, is you could trade for Bellinger and Soto. And I guess you can. What's up, Sunil? You could trade for Bellinger and Soto, but where are you going to play both of them? You have Bader in center field, and what about when Judge comes back? Does that mean you don't extend Bader? Because Bader loves being here, loves playing here, and I'd rather extend Bader over trading for Bellinger. Bellinger sometimes feels like a Joey Gallo to me. His numbers seem a little off to me. He's no doubt gifted and talented and all stuff, no doubt about it, but I worry about him a little bit. If I had to choose between Soto and Bellinger, I'm going Soto. So, and a lot of folks think he's overrated and this and that, but he's one of the few guys that has a consistent over 400 on base percentage. He draws a boatload of walks, hits a lot of doubles. He hits for some power too, but he's not, he doesn't try to be a home run hitter. He's clutch in the postseason too. Hits from the lefty side, so he does a lot. He does a lot of things. And how would you structure a lineup? I mean, personally, you could lead off. You could lead off Soto if you wanted to, but I would bat him second, and then put Judge third. Give Judge a lot more RBI opportunities. Right? Beck is in the building. What's good, my man? What is good? I think a lot of people are scouting Torres for a trade right now. Folks, I want to know what you think. Give me your feedback. So this is going to be a topic of conversation until the trade deadline on August 1st. No doubt about it. So and anybody that's not subscribed to this channel, I hope that you do, because I am going live on trade deadline day. And you'll get every move that happens live time. So even if you can't watch it, if you want to listen to it in the background, you can do that too. Just an FYI, because I will feed you on everything that day. Everything. And leading up to that point, too. Obviously, we'll recap, and you'll get breaking news and everything else, too. But this could be one of the bigger pieces to be moved in a trade again. This year won't be a big piece to be moved this year, unless Ohtani gets moved. But they could happen after season. But the appetite for him for the trade deadline, I think, is going to be pretty significant, especially in the situation the Padres are in. And the longer that the Padres wait, the less they're going to get for Soto. So they can get a year and a half worth of prospects for return, or a year. So, but yeah, a lot of this stuff can happen after season. It is true too, Steven. So, yeah, Tilly, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that they come out of the break with some rough play too, because it'll make it a little bit easier for them to stomach moving Soto. So, well, Peanut Bellinger's going to come on cheap compared to Soto, but he's not going to come on cheap. You're going to have to give up probably Everson Pereira. You have to give him quite a bit for him. Not as much as for Soto, but it's going to be quite a bit. He's a former MVP guy, yeah. It's going to cost more than people think he will. Quarterback on Netflix, nice, and Torres for Corbin Burns. That's not going to cut it, unfortunately, but I would love it if they did it. You have to, Corbin Burns, you'd have to add Peraza to that probably, something like that. No more Brian Browns. They gave him a 7-year or 8-year extension. So, I don't think they're going to move him now that they extended him. So, but he would have been our perfect leadoff hitter. Would have solved a lot of problems for the Yankees. I wish they would have gotten him, but they didn't. So I think he's happy over in Pirates land now, Pittsburgh. So I can't see them moving him, especially when they got him on the cheap. Why would they move that now? That's ridiculous value. Well, this is the thing. I think it would also be Gerald. I think it would also come with the understanding that an extension is going to happen, and I think you can be more clever with Soto because you can add an opt out to it, give him a chance to cash in a second time, because you can't really do that with Ohtani. The opt out, I think, can be really, really valuable here. A great weapon for the Yankees to plug in there. I'll give you an opt out, but I'm not going to give you no trade clause. Like whatever they want to do, I'll give you both, whatever you want. But opt out, if you can get an opt out in there, and like after 5 years, when he's 30, like so you have 5 years of prime Soto. Oh man, heck yeah! And then let somebody else pay him 10 years or 12 years on the wrong side of 30. I'm okay with that. I'll take 5 prime years of Juan Soto any day of the week. He's a bigger difference maker than anybody we would get up from. And again, like, and this is the other thing too. You can probably give up Chaparro to play first base, which would, also free up, I think, the backup to first base here. Austin Wells, and I don't think they'd have to give him up. I mean, they might ask, but I don't think you might have to give him up because they've got catching depth there. They'll have first base depth there too. So, and Austin Wells, I think he projects from a catcher at first base. So he could be a future first baseman too. I would love to keep Austin Wells if possible and keep Oswald Peraza if possible, which is why I think the Yankees do have enough pieces, and they have to give up Will Warren and some of their top pitching prospects, no doubt about it. And that goes without saying. So, and I do think that this is it's possible without having to give up Peraza. So, Torres and Stanton to Toronto for Jose Barrios and Kevin Kiermaier. Interesting, Lorenzo. Interesting. Very interesting. Let me know what you folks think about that. I don't know if the Toronto would do that, but starting an outfielder for second baseman and outfield. I mean, they're having trouble in second base, which is why they're looking to Torres or quietly looking into him. So Nestor's coming back. He can't come back until August based on the 60-day IL factor, and just he's not ready yet either. So August is the earliest he can come back. So, by the way, smash them like buttons if you haven't done that. Hit them. Let's get those thumbs up over 150 of them if we can. So this is I think a valuable conversation to have because I do think, and I think a guy like him would be a good fit for a guy like Sean Casey to work with. I really, really do. So, Casey being known as a career 302 hitter. He was a good contact guy who was known to have the opposite field as well. Soto can spray the ball everywhere. He's also a machine who got crazy high on-base percentage, which is something we need here. To give Judge more RBI opportunities, give Judge and Rizzo and Stanton, whoever's behind them, more RBI opportunities. So it definitely lengthens the lineup and makes it more versatile if you have a guy like Soto there. So if people are worried about his defense is adequate. We have Harrison Bader in center, an elite center fielder there. So he can definitely help offset some of that as well. But Soto would be such a difference maker. And again, he's already succeeded in a big market in a big stage in the World Series. So I don't think he'd have a problem. He's got a huge Latino community here. He would be beloved in the Yankees, and he would sell just as many jerseys as Aaron Judge would. So he would be a money-making machine, as would Shohei Ohtani. Right? So, I mean, let me send him here. Somebody's asking me to come in. 1 second, gang. So, there's only smoke as it's getting so deeply. If there's any smoke, well, Tim King, I mean, I'll believe it when there's momentum, but the fact that Jeter actually mentioned it, that kind of excites me. And Jeter never really talks about stuff like that. So and I think he has the pulse of a lot of fans. So I'm not going to rule the Yankees out. I'm not ruling them out. So, what about Yelich? I mean, not over Soto, but Yelich, yeah. I mean, Yelich has a bunch of expensive seasons too, but he could be a difference maker here too. But Soto's my number one guy. But again, Soto alone does not enough, which is why I mentioned guys like Ryan McMahon, who's a third baseman for the Rockies, to see if he's available. I know Nolan Arenado is the best in the game, but Ryan McMahon is up there with Arenado defensive metrics. He's also known as a contact hitter who hits lefty. He's got 4 or 5 more controllable years at half the price of Arenado, so they can get their third baseman too. So there's other options here. And imagine adding a Ryan McMahon and a Juan Soto here. That would be a huge lift to the lineup, huge, and to the defense, and the infield defense too. So this to me is crazy. Boricua Nation's in the house. Ginger Flips, thank you so much. Appreciate the generosity. Pick one, Soto, Hader, and Snell for a time. Wait. Soto, Hader, and Snell, Pick one. Soto, Hader, and Snell. All three of them, all day. All day. Over one Otani, I'll take Soto on him all day. Yep. Imagine Soto here with that lineup and how much New York would benefit. Yes, exactly. And this is the intangibles. And again, he's a very patient. He has a higher walk rate than he has a strikeout rate percentage as a hitter. That's impressive. Okay, he's got ridiculous on base percentage metrics. Okay, he's got, he's a clutch hitter. He's a hits from the lefty side, and dude is a gamer too. He's an aggressive gamer, and we need that here. And I think we give another superstar for Sean Casey to work with, so and bring his new perspective and ideas and skill set here. So, and Sean Casey means look at that energy he has. He's infectious, and I think he would rub off on guys like Judge, rub off on guys like Soto. Can you imagine, having to go through Soto and then Judge? That sucks for pitchers. That'd be a nightmare for pitchers. They would terrorize them. We don't have that now, so I would bring that if I could. And this is the type of trade you give up a lot for. Remember, so many people willing to give up a lot for Luis Castillo. This is no different. You give up a lot for Juan Soto. He's younger than Castillo, plays every day, so this is what you want to give up a lot for. That's why we have all these prospects, right? So, this additions you have probably Tim King. You add him to that. You add him to Judge. Add him to some of the players. And then you vote another year of development from Volpe, and you get Peraza if he's still here, and some of these other young kids that I keep developing. You add them to this lineup, this roster. You're looking pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. But Soto, you add to Judge, you add to some of these other guys, and that's a damn good piece of a batting lineup right there. How about attaching Stephen Kwan for a deal with Bieber? That would cost a lot too. But it's worth considering if you get Shane Bieber, yeah. But like Sleazy said too, Steezy, my apologies. He is an all-in move on Soto. Yep, damn right. You make the other moves too. You get another pitcher. You get another reliever or two. 100%, Steezy, 100%. I think Torres is getting traded too, Jonathan. I really do. I do. And I think you can get some. Maybe you can get a couple of controllable relievers, controllable years. Again, that's why I mention these guys, because the cheap players with controllable years put you in a better position to get guys like Juan Soto, who are going to cost a lot. Then you have a boatload of relievers with controllable years. You have boatloads. You have this, that, and then you have the controllable years with guys that are on the cheap. It helps you balance out a lineup and a roster. Some of these young prospects too. So that's why I like the controllable years. That's why some of my trade proposals have guys with controllable years on the cheap. So that's why those relievers I proposed the other day from the Detroit Tigers, they're not free agents until 2020 or 2029, and they'll boost the bullpen. And while they get Scott Efrost back, who's not afraid until 2028, Lou Trevino, some of these other guys on the cheap. So because we're going to need offsets like that, like Ron Marinaccio is starting to run out of gas. He was right around the same point last year where he ran out of gas too. So it's something I would look at. That's why I would be trading for relievers too, to complement guys like Juan Soto. You can get Soto and a couple of controllable relievers rather than Soto and Hader. I would love Hader, but it might make things a little more difficult to get Hader. So Soto alone will make me happy with that trade. Just Soto from in that trade, I'd be happy with. But obviously, you try to get more, and you give more. From the Yankees trade, they need to get value in return. Oh yeah, exactly, value. If you're going to trade Torres, you got to get value. If you're going to trade Luis Severino, you get some kind of value, comparable value, of course. Severino's value is not super high, but somebody will take a gamble on his arm, especially if it's healthy, which seems like it is. So, yeah, Torres for Pablo Lopez last year would have been nice, Lorenzo. But the Marlins also asked for them to add Peraza to that deal like 5 minutes before the deadline, which is why the Yankees walked away. So, dude, Bryce, man, I'm telling you, man, trade deadline day is gonna be crazy. Why can't they give us time? Because I think it's hard for the doctors to give a timeline. So they're not going to say, "Oh, give you a timeline and have it be inaccurate," and have people call them liars. If the doctors aren't even given a timeline, we can't expect that from these guys. I wouldn't worry about a timeline. When he comes back, he comes back. Period. What's good, Four Train? Mike Mazza from the Four Train Express and the Pinstripe Express podcast. What is good? Why do I think Glaber is worth enough to get you Corbin Burns? Oh, no doubt about it, Brian. I don't think that. Glaber and a few guys to get Corbin Burns. No doubt about it. You can't get Burns with Glaber alone. There's no way. You know what I mean? Ginger, no super chat. It's all good. I welcome everybody here. Just hit the like button. Okay, that to me, I want to try to get to 175 likes if we can. That's meaningful enough here, gang. It's greatly appreciated. It's always helpful. And again, this is a good thing to talk about, Juan Soto. It excites fans. Yes, he walks at a ridiculous level, like Ted Williams, like Bonds, exactly. His walk totals are crazy. A lot of folks don't want to pitch him. They pitch around him. So, I get what your top prospect I can't afford for 2.5 months. What do you mean? Oh, you mean Ohtani? You're talking about Ohtani, Yanks, Skull Studio? Because Ohtani, yeah. Soto's got a whole nother year, too. Yep. And what I miss here? Contact hitting. Yeah, I mean, well, exactly. Soto is as good of a contact hitter as it gets, who just happens to hit power on occasion because of his contact skills. And he walks like a machine. Getting on base, whether it's a walk or a hit, gives Judge an opportunity to drive him in. I'd rather him hit, 2-run shots or 3-run shots than a bunch of solo home runs. That's the difference between 2-0, 3-0 instead of 1-0. So I'll take that, right, David Cohen? Jon Snow. Seattle wants Torres and Munoz. Yeah, I mean, Seattle wants Torres, Munoz. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. We have to give up more than Torres, but if they're willing to consider Munoz, that's a trade you got to consider. And we have 64 likes and 180 people here. Can we get over like 100 likes in like the next couple of minutes? I ask respectfully. I greatly appreciate it, King. We definitely want to get the likes over 100. It's helpful to the channel, helpful to the algorithm, and we got a lot of stuff coming. So a lot of stuff. But right here, right, David Cohen, what's good? Ian Hawaiian, mahalo, what's good, man? Yeah, Brandon Dillman here too. Yankees have to do something big soon. Yeah, I'm telling you. I think the Rays are going to make some moves. I think the Orioles are going to make some moves. I think the Blue Jays are going to make some moves. It just goes to show you. There's 7 games over 500 in their 4th place. It goes to show you how strong the American League is. So, that's the key. With Casey, I believe. I mean, I hope so, Sean. But these are veteran players that are a little bit older too. So I don't know exactly how much a hitting coach is going to make that much of a difference. Which is why I want to get him some younger, more athletic players, more dynamic players too. So hopefully he does some things with the older veteran players, no doubt about it. But I mean, to me, Soto is one of the better fits here. It really does. Gito's Minsworth, yeah, exactly. We don't do that here either, Sean. Right? You don't know that. You know that. So, Arias traders. Oh, God, yeah. Marlins made out like bandits. Bandits. No. Yeah. Jeter said last night he would like the Yankees to acquire Juan Soto in the trade. And he wants the Padres to maybe reel a little bit more, but he said that specifically, the Yankees to acquire Juan Soto in a trade. Hater for Ian Hamilton. Personally, I would pass on that, Michael. Personally, only because Hader's a free agent this year, at the end of the year. Ian Hamilton's not a free agent until 2028. That's a lot of years. It's a lot of years. What will it cost to sign Ohtani? Probably $50 million a year. $50 million, I'd say. Well, exactly. I think they need more than Soto. So, and if that's the case, like who's going to be less expensive, Soto or Ohtani? I think Soto, not by much, but it might give you a little bit of room to get another guy. Which is why I hope they consider doing this Donaldson trade with the Mets. The Mets said they're willing to take on Donaldson's contract, they're willing to give him some bullpen relief. And if they can do it without giving him Ian Hamilton like they asked for, give him Wandy. I'd give him Ron Marinaccio. I'd give him a couple of pieces. If they can actually do it, it would free up $11 million this year and the $6 million next year for the buyout. So it's worth looking at. It really is because they don't have much cap space or payroll space. That will clear up some for them to be creative at the deadline. You know? Yeah, huge to make a community. So it'll be a king here. It'll be a king. He's a very little of an offer for trades aside from Volpe and the four players in here from Praza Jones. And they have more than that, John. They've got pitching prospects. They've got Everson Pereira. Um, you got a lot of folks. You have a lot of folks. More than people think. Yankees have more than people think. So this is a while. This as deep as this farm's been in a while. Quietly, but I mean, it's actually pretty deep. Rockies are still paying full man. They probably have to rework the contract, D-Rod. Something like that. Nathan, I texted it to you. I texted you the link. Let me know if you got it or not. I'm gonna text it to you again right now, Nathan. Text it to you. Do I think bringing in Soto from Sunil, I think it could have a big poppy Boston? It could. It could. He could be that impactful, yeah. But again, Poppy also had Manny here. We need Judge. He also had other pieces, so it can't be just Soto. Right, Shaken Pawn? What's up, Shaken Pawn? Soto will be a beast here. 190 people in here. Welcome and shout out to everybody in here. Everybody in here. Shout out to all yous. Much love to you, gang. Much love to you. For those that haven't heard, I'm going live on trade deadline day. So I'll give you all the moves as they come in. Yankees and other teams as well. So if anybody's in here that's not subscribed to the channel, just hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss it. Hit the notification on so you know exactly when the live goes and you could put it in the background. That way you know exactly what the hell's going on. So, and I do hope Casey resurrects the Savages in the box. I think he'll bring a lot of some of these players. So I like his energy, his skill set. He's a great communicator, and I think it's something that Dylan Lawson was not able to deliver there, especially with not having major league experience. It made it harder for him to relate to some of the players. Casey won't have that problem. He's also a career contact hitter who had a good ability to go the opposite field too, and he killed the Yankees in the playoffs in mid 2000s. So we did acquire Stanton to protect Judge, yeah, but unfortunately Stanton's not been able to stay healthy, so he's not protecting very much. And then Judge isn't staying healthy that much either, so they're not protecting each other, right? What could be your Soto package? So I'm guessing just Soto alone will probably cost Jason Dominguez, Everson Pereira, Will Warren, probably Roderick Arias or Trey Sweeney, maybe. Or actually Andres Chaparro. So I think he could cover first base. It would be an upgrade on first base. So you have Chaparro, Will Warren, another pitcher or two, maybe your Andres Gomez, Dominguez, Everson Pereira, something like that. Something like that. Shin, why do you say Dominguez is off the table? Why do you say that? Him and Soto are light years apart from each other. Soto is miles ahead of Dominguez. Miles ahead. So, what's your thought? Why do you think that, Shin? I'm just curious. How much would it cost the Yankees to bring a guy like Altuve? They wouldn't trade Altuve to the Yankees, Anthony. It costs a lot, but I don't think it would trade for him anyway. I don't think they would do that. Fans would prefer they keep Oswald Peraza here and Volpe over Altuve, who has the stamp of cheater on him forever now. So I don't think they would do that. Well, the D-Rod, the good thing is Peraza and Volpe, there's no spots for them anywhere on the team. They're locked up in the infield for a decade. So Peraza wouldn't have a spot to play. Neither would Volpe. So, which is why I think it probably would be an outfield / pitching and Andres Chaparro heavy package, D-Rod. I do think they could do this without moving Peraza and Volpe. About Torres in the trade for Tim Anderson. Maybe, but if I'm going to trade Torres, I want to get pitching. I want to get like a Lucas Giolito, somebody like that. I do, but I mean, anything's possible. White Sox are kind of sounds like they're going to be uh, one of the big tear down sellers. So and Tim Anderson has been great anyway this season. So I mean, neither is Torres has been very streaky, but I would move Torres for pitching if I could. I really really would. So well, exactly, Jonathan Taylor. Restore some faith back in the fans. Do something valuable for your fans here, gang. Nathan, you could private chat me here. Send me a message on private chat if you're here. And mm, let's see if Nathan gets the link I sent them. Oh, exactly, too, Chris. Yeah. We're trying to create room for infielders. Doesn't make sense to bring in another one. True. E. Frost injury contributed to the overuse of Mariner. To a degree, yes. So did the inability of pitchers to give length. So, which is another reason why I proposed trading for a starter and a reliever to help address that problem too. You know what I mean? Yeah, Soto. Yeah, exactly, Robert. Soto, McMahon. That's why they both lefties. They hit from for contact, and both would be good fits here. And then McMahon would be half the price of Arenado in terms of salary and trade return prospects. So, and you can send Chaparro to Colorado if Padres don't want him, because Chaparro's power will be probably legendary over in Colorado. No, I would take Torres and Sevi for Burns and a prospect. We'd have to give up more than Torres and Sevi for Burns alone. Yeah, I like that, Sunil. We get Soto instantly becomes a mayor in New York. Soto Mayor. I like that. It's clever, Sunil. Clever, bro. Of course, if you do that, you have to. Oh, most definitely, Shin. Most definitely. Absolutely, you got to move Donaldson. Hell yeah. Maybe the Cubs would take to him. Maybe. Maybe. I have a feeling Jonathan Judge will probably be out for the year too, but there's some rumbling saying that they expect him back, sooner than people are thinking. So, but I don't. Right now, I'm just basing whatever happens on Judge not coming back. And if you get him back, then you have Soto and Judge. That's a nice boost. But you know what I mean? Well, exactly, Kevin. Too. The Yankees can. They shouldn't wait for the deadline too. Start being proactive. Yes, even if they're minor moves, do something here. Hell yes. What do I think, Otani? So Otani's going to get more than Soto, I think. Hey, Davey Hamilton, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you? I think Soto's going to get 500, and between 5 and 540. Soto anywhere between 400 and 500. I mean, 450 and 500. I think. We got 85 likes. Let's get over. We have 195 people in. Let's get to 150 likes if we can, gang. Do we have like 70 people who haven't hit the like button? Just go hit them thumbs up if you don't mind. Always want to hit that like button. It's very helpful. It's greatly appreciated too. I really do. Appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. We want to clear up some middle infield. We have a lot of infielders this morning. Exactly. And Soto played left field. He has. He's done right field too. He'll be able to patrol left field, especially with Harrison Bader and an elite center fielder there. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And he would just feast on that right field porch, Yankee Stadium, and left field porch, because he can hit both ways. You know. Yeah, I mean that's just a more money thing. Wink. Just bringing in more money to their pockets. Star insurance patch. Can we really trust Cashman to make the right moves? I think we have no choice, do we? He did go to Hal and ask that a hitting coach change be made. And the reporting has already been verified and confirmed on that. So, Ted Williams, 87 likes, 13 from 89 likes. All right. Thank you, Tupa's Life. Appreciate that. 11 likes to 100. Yeah, let's get them likes up. I like trying to get 200 likes if we can, but we'll see. We'll see. We're almost going on 40 minutes now, so I like to try to get 200 likes if we can. The Rockies don't trade Diaz. I don't know what ownership is. Yellow. It's a good point, Michael Shin. Great point, actually. It really is. Some players just should be traded by their teams, because the Rockies aren't really gonna do much, honestly. Yeah, and watch the freaking Rays get Josh Hader. Watch the Orioles get like a Dylan Cease or something like that. So um, these are the types of moves that I worry about, and which is why I think Juan Soto and a couple other complimentary moves for the Yankees would be an impactful and a very effective counter move for some of these other AL East teams. If you want to keep up with them, you have to make a move like this. You have to, especially now and later. You know what I mean? Yelich, yeah. I mean, I like Yelich, but I not more than Soto. Would Yelich give him some value? Sure, sure. Who's your competition on Soto? Other team has more intriguing prospects. Yeah, they do, but the Padres don't need infield help. That's why I wouldn't be giving them a lot of infielders. I'd be giving them some of our top prospects are 2 or 3 of our top 5 are in the outfield. Jason Dominguez and Everson Pereira. I would give them both easily, like that for Juan Soto. Easily, Davey, right there. I mean, Soto is beyond the finished product of Jason Dominguez. So there is no way I would have him off this trade. He has to be part of a trade like this. You know what I mean? One reason I would trade for Bellinger is after Rizzo leaves, you can put him at first. But yeah, you can do that, Jonathan. You can. Yeah, man, some serious. We did, Billy Branch. Thank you, man. Appreciate you as always. We're gonna try to get over 150 likes if we can. Cronenworth is playing first base for the Padres. He plays first and second, Robert. There's another guy. Oh God, I forgot his name. No, not open tonight. Not open tonight. I invited some channels and stuff like that, some reporters, but haven't gotten anybody on. I'm getting somebody's gonna be coming on shortly. So this one is more of a content creator, Jonathan. Later, an open panel's coming this later on this week or next week. So, um, Munoz would cost Glaber, Praz, and Jones. Maybe Jon Snow. They would ask for that. So, um, yeah, locked up for exactly. And Colton Wong. I mean, if you can do Wong and Bieber, that's a nice package. That's a nice package. And I don't think that would cost as much as Soto by himself. So it's worth looking at. Soto's the guy. You know what I mean? Next open panel will be next week, David. Soto puts less pressure. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And the guy that I'm talking about, and also, what's the guy's name? Yeah, I'll find it. Padres roster. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Soto would be a perfect complement to help Judge. He really would. Chase Hampton do anything. I mean, he would be a guy who would probably be included too. He's a pretty good looking, ascending on the rise Yankee prospect. The guy that I'm talking about, who plays a decent amount of first base too, with the Padres. So Cronenworth is primarily a second second baseman. I'll give you his name in 1 second. Catchers, infielders. Is it Brandon Dixon? Yeah, Brandon Dixon. He's primarily their first baseman, and I think Chaparro would give them a nice upgrade on that at that level. And I would not hesitate to add Chaparro to a Juan Soto trade. Not even a little. But yeah, Hampton's a guy you could add. Like you could do a Hampton, you could do a Dominguez, a Pereira, um, Chaparro. Those 4 pieces right there are pretty good damn pieces. And you complement it a little bit. Yes, August 1st is the trade deadline. Why would a hitting coach not have managerial experience? That's a good question, Stephen. You'd have to ask. Honestly, I mean, teams are just willing to experiment sometimes, in my opinion. Won't always work, but I mean, a hitting coach, you're talking about in playing experience because there's a lot of folks that suggest players without any coaching experience, as the Yankees say. I get a lot of folks say, let's get Paul O'Neill, Hideki Matsui, or Erod. None of them have coaching experience. They have MLB experience as a player, none of them have coaching experience. So, now neither does Sean Casey either. He's also an excellent communicator, though. So, and I think he'd be a better fit than any of those guys here anyway. So, yeah, Stanton, I think, they have to figure out what to do there. Yankees failed this season time to move on from Bourne. I don't know, Chicken Parm. Hal already said that even if they miss the playoffs, there's no guarantee he's going to move on from Bourne or Cashman. So I wouldn't be worrying about that too much. I mean, he has one of the weakest rosters that this organization has had in almost 2 decades. And he's taken to the playoffs 5 years in a row. I don't think Girardi would have taken him to the World Series. Torrey, none of these folks. Casey Stengel, Bruce Bochy, Dusty Baker, none of them would have taken this roster to the World Series. So, but I get people wanting to move on from Boone. I totally get that from Boone. I get it. So, in Soto and Stanton, could you imagine, like Soto, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, that right there, 2, 3, 4, 5, and healthy? Shit, brutal, 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 brutal. That's a murderer's row right there, right, Sonia? Jason Dominguez having a base on. Jason Dominguez is struggling hitting Double A. There's no way I'd leave him out of a Juan Soto trade. Which is why I also add Everson Pereira, who's further along than Jason Dominguez. So, yeah, Soto has World Series experience, clutch playing World Series experience, big, big stage stuff. He's a big time player. The only way you trade Dominguez, I would have traded him for Brian Reynolds too, Michael. I think Brian Reynolds would have been a guy, but he still has a lot of developing to go. Soto does not, which is why I'd give him up easily without any hesitation for Juan Soto. Torres, but yeah, I mean, I personally, Tyler, I would trade Torres for pitching, not Tim Anderson. So clear up class for seeing Soto as well. Casey's going to go fully, again with the batting goes. And I think again he's smart enough to understand that not everybody's strengths and weaknesses are the same. So he'll be able to identify some things and get through to players in a way that Dylan Lawson was not able to do. I mean, less obsession. He even said, you'd be a fool to not use comparative analytics. He said that today. But obsessing over it, he's not going to do. So I think he's going to be very creative and combine fundamentals and analytics together, which is a more healthy balance, in my opinion. So, and that's absolutely critical. Critical. So and then he'll find a way to get through the players. Like I said, everybody's strengths are not the same. Same thing goes for their weaknesses. He'll be able to find those by communicating with these guys and learning stuff. So, and not just saying, everybody's got to focus on launching. No, not everybody does that. Not everybody needs to do that. So, well, exactly, Brandon. We have to stop treating Dominguez like he's an untouchable prospect. Yes. I mean, I think he unfortunately for him, he got overhyped as the next Mike Trout, next Mickey Mantle. I don't know who started to do that. I think it's foolish to do it, but now he's tied to that too, unfortunately. Yeah, boy, if the Yankees trade for Juan Soto, and I think they'll have a good opportunity. And again, their advantage, I think, or one of the advantages, they can give him a high dollar deal and give him an opt out halfway through, after 5 or 6 years. Let him go back out, cash in again. Let him do it. You know what I mean? Why not? Torres and Donaldson to the Mets for Scherzer. I wouldn't move. I personally, Chicken Parm, I would not trade for Scherzer over Verlander at this point. I wouldn't do it. I would just move I would do Josh Donaldson and give them a reliever for payroll space, for cap relief, or payroll relief. I don't want one of their pitchers, honestly. But I get what you're saying, chicken parm. You know, and then I do think a fair amount of people probably like that. Well, exactly. He is the dude the line is missing. And again, they need more, but you have him. It's a different you know it's different team, different lineup, different roster. Asking price here, Otani, and again, Otani's going to be 30. I'm not giving up 5 prospects for a 30-year-old. Sorry, I'm not doing it ever. So you know, it's just it is what it is. I'm cashing next fighting for a job. I could see a trade like so, or just it's time for the Yankees to go big or go home. So that I don't know about that. A desperate cash. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to create any conspiracy theories. If you get Soto, it's a great move. I'm not going to create all these conspiracy theories to say, what if this, what if that. If you can't prove anything, what's the point? It's not proven, and I'm not going to come. I'm not going to deny people, viewers, like I'm not going to just tell them what I want them to know, what I want them to hear. You're going to tell. I mean, you're going to hear everything, good or bad. I want the people who watch this channel to be make well informed opinions, form well informed opinions, not just based on shit I feed you, because that's what I want you to know, and I'm going to ignore everything else. No, you're going to get it here, good or bad. I want you to fact check me when I put stuff out too. That's why I attach articles down below in videos, so you can see for yourself. So I want you to know you're getting the full story, not the story that I want you to see. Okay, that's one reason I do that. And again, even if I know you're going to disagree with me or give me heat, you folks deserve to know all the information. Period. You're all worth it. That's why I do it. And I'm going to continue to do that. I do not think it's fair to deprive you of important information. I don't think it's fair. 143 likes. All right, gang. Let's get over $1.50 if we can. Yeah, Otani would make the Yankees a boatload of money. So would Soto. His jersey sales would be right up there with Judge. Right up there. So would Otani's. Not that. Yeah, I'm telling you, so now. I mean, Soto would be a really good fit here. Yes, he can. I mean, who knows how much that Star Insurance patch is putting in the Yankees coffers now, right? Brandon, yeah, I mean, if you want to upgrade to third base, Brandon McMahon is a nice idea, especially if you can move on from Donaldson. It's a nice idea, right? And solid's perfect. Solid, dependable. He's a great defender. I'll take that. Some consistency across the board would be fantastic. If you so you trade for Soto, then you have to sign up for what, 300 million, more than that. 300 million is not going to cut it, Andrew. 2024 Yankees lineup. What do we got here? Let's put this up. Beavers in the house. Volpe, Soto, Judge, Otani. Could you imagine getting Soto and Otani? I mean, Stanton, Bader, Glaber. Jeez Louise. Beaver, I like what you're thinking, man. I don't know if it's possible, but I like what you're thinking. I like where your head is at. It's fantastic. Steve Balboni, no, you got him from the Royals. Yes, we'll be in Colorado. That's right. You're going to take a look at Ryan McMahon. Yes, sir. Yeah, they add insurance logos to their jerseys. I mean, it's going to be a walking billboard. Yeah. Who do you think the realistic trade the Yankees will make? I think a trade potentially with the Guardians or the White Sox, maybe even the Tigers, maybe even the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I mean, they're acknowledged state they're probably going to make some moves. They're definitely going to be making some moves. So, and we kind of knew that already, but now that they're more publicly acknowledging it, so those are the teams I think could be a good fit. Like I would like to, Arizona, a couple Arizona guys, but I don't think they're going to trade. I think they're going to add. I'd rather trade Clark Schmidt than Nestor Cortez. Depends on Shimmy. It depends on who you would trade for. But yeah, I think in some cases I would prefer to trade Schmidt, and in some cases I would prefer to trade Cortez. But there's an argument for trading either one. Trading, yeah. What about trading for Verdugo? I don't think the Red Sox would do it, Benji, in all honesty. I like Verdugo, but we might have to wait until he's a free agent. So the Yankees gonna have $1 billion pay. They're gonna get 100 million, 190 million. What? Really? Shit. $190 million for 2030 for this insurance patch, Nicholas. My goodness. And I have a very special guest. I got Nathan Ramachandra's in the house.
Hey,
Here he
sorry
is.
about sorry about that. I was putting stuff out for the ESPYs.
Oh, it's all good, man. Nathan reports on the Yankees with regular. We've had lots of Yankee people on. So welcome, Nathan. I don't know if you saw this, brother, but the Yankees have this insurance patch
Oh,
on their short shin insurance. They just placed on their jerseys. They're gonna get $190 million for the next 7 years.
now they owe us Soto.
Yeah, yeah. It makes it easier for them to get Soto with all that money in their pockets, right?
So
What are your thoughts on the Soto thing?
I wouldn't mind it actually because the Yankees are due for a World Series, and then also the offense is struggling. So and then Sean Casey, and then bringing a new breath of fresh air with Sean, which I love. This is the type of player I told you already. This is the type of player. Well, I mean, type of hitting coach. I mean, I know everybody. No one. He never coached before, but this is a player. I mean, this is a person that played in the league. Unlike Dylan Lawson. Dylan Lawson, I don't know where he came from, but Sean Casey has experience. He can relate to the hitters, which I like. So this is the type of move that I always wanted to see from the Yankees, and they finally did it. So now let's see. Sean Casey, he did a live Zoom interview with Brian Hoke and a couple of reporters. So he said that the one interesting thing he said, I'll bring up to your followers, is that he noticed tension already between these hitters, and which is interesting. But he said he's already been in contact with Donaldson, Rizzo, and all these players, and Bader. So it's really good to see him reaching out to these players before the second half starts. But speaking on Juan Soto, I wouldn't mind it, but you have to give up a lot. I mean, you might have to give up Jason Dominguez in this deal, Chaparro. I don't want to give up Chaparro. That's our guy too. So, but
Yeah.
if you need Soto, then you might have to give up. You have to, if you want to get something good, you have to give up something good. So, Chaparro, Dominguez, Chase Hampton. Man, this is be tough for the Yankees because if they ask for Will Warren, in my opinion, I would not give up on Will Warren. I think Chase Hampton, I would give up. Yeah, for sure. So I think it's just going to come down to if Cashman is willing to open up the checkbook for Soto, and if Hal is ready to spend again. And I have a feeling, Jason, I think I agree with you 100%. I think the Yankees by next week, by August 1st, they're gonna have a big move in their sleeves. I think, in my opinion.
And for those that don't know, Nathan and I actually spoke directly on a Zoom with Andres Chaparro.
Yes,
he was on a Zoom with us. He's our friend. All right. So, and we would, it would be really hard and painful to move him.
Yeah.
But as a guy like Juan Soto is a guy you have to do it, unfortunately.
No, yeah, definitely.
And again, I think this is where Soto, I think, is more advantageous than Ohtani. Ohtani's a stud, but let's just say both of them got a 10-year deal. You can give Soto an opt-out after 5 years. You can't do the same with Ohtani. Soto's only 24. You can give him an opt-out. We can come back out at 30, where Ohtani's new contract is going to start. We're 5 years into Soto's contract, and he can go out and cash in again if he wants, where you can't do that with Ohtani. That 5-year youth, being younger 5 years, is a big advantage.
Yeah.
Cost a lot, yes, but think about if you get 5 years of prime Soto, you do really well, and then let him go sign with the Dodgers and let them pay for years 31 and 40 to 40 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so if they trade from, are they going to do the contract right away with the trade, or are they going to wait till free agency?
My guess is they'll probably wait. I mean, it gives him more time to negotiate an extension, but they may add to his final year of arbitration. He's still arbitration. He's on the cheap. So, but I think it's going to be at least a 10-year deal, probably for at least $400 million.
But opt out after 5 years.
I mean, that's what if I'm them, I would give him an opt out after 5. just to let him give an opportunity. I think it would be an easier way to convince somebody to sign again. We want you to be able to capitalize on it again. If you're having great 5 years, we want you to be able to go test the market again and get a big contract. So the opt out, so you don't have to take it. If you want to stay here, you can take it. I mean, you do that too, but an opt out, I think, gives the player a little bit more flexibility. So, which is what I would do if a player's 24. Can't do that with Ohtani at 30. Can't do it. So he's going to, I think, be more expensive than Soto. So if I'm the Yankees, I would be really thinking hard about adding an opt out to a Soto contract if he ever gets here. What's your thoughts?
Man, this is exciting talk. I love MLB trade rumors and MLB trade deadline. So.
Dude, Don Mattingly said it last night at the All-Star game. He would like the Yankees to acquire one. Not Don Mattingly, Derek Jeter. Excuse me. He never says stuff like that, ever. The fact that he said, "Oh my God, did Jeter just see that?" Yeah, and then now
the fun side of Jeter has come out.
Yeah, yeah. He's over there with Poppy and A-Rod, and he's able to bust some balls now. We never did that before.
Speaking of Jeter, we had Nick Goody on the show today, former Yankees pitcher. And Jeter, I try and tag these players to see their former teammates on our show or something. So I tagged Jeter. So I looked at my story. I don't expect anybody to look at the story, but when I check back, Derek Jeter did look at the story.
Did he really?
Yeah. So he looked at my interview with Nick Goody.
Oh, cool.
But he didn't say anything. He just looked at it, and then so it's like it's cool, kind of cool that he saw it, but Derek Jeter, I mean, he never says stuff like this throughout his playing career, but now since the analyst, he's I think he's more open now to talking as an analyst than a player when he was playing. But I agree with him 100%. If you want to win the World Series, you need to get Soto right now.
I would agree 100%. Let me give a special thanks to Tyler Talbot too. What we got here? Pereira Dominguez, Nestor Cortez, Drew Thorpe, Yoendris Gomez, Will Warren, and Higashioka for Soto, Hader, and Snell. Oof. That's a huge trade. Let's go for that again. Everson Pereira, Jason Dominguez, you get 2 outfielders. Nestor Cortez, Drew Thorpe, young pitcher. Yoendris Gomez, another young starting pitcher. So you get 3 pitchers. No, 4 pitchers. You got Warren and a catcher for Soto. We get a starter and a reliever in return.
Wait, what?
That's a monster trade, right?
I'm not giving up on Warren though. That Warren is off limits, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to keep Warren. I would like to keep him and Clayton Beeter if I could.
Beeter. They better keep Beeter and Warren.
Warren's profiling as a reliever and Beeter a starter, right?
Actually, no. I think Warren is projected to be a starter, and then Beeter is projected to be a starter also.
Oh man, that would be awesome too.
Tyler,
if there's any way we could do that without giving up Warren, I would do the other pieces.
Oh no, how about you put Hampton in here, and then you take up. Wait, what is Hader? Oh, we get Hader back and Snell
and Soto. That's what I'm saying. Like,
hold on a second.
That's a beast trade. It's not just Soto, Josh Hader, and Blake Snell.
Then what is this Ryan McMahon thing here? What is this?
That's another. Says that Ryan McMahon is a third baseman for the Rockies. This
guy's a great defender, right?
He's an elite defender, just like they were Nolan Arenado, but he's half the price. He's 4 years younger. He's 28. Hits lefty. And he'd be a good replacement for Josh Thompson.
I like this. Hold on. Chaparro, Dunham. Okay, I wouldn't mind this one.
Chaparro's his power could be prodigious in Colorado.
Yeah.
So I can see that. If you get a guy like Ryan McMahon back with 4 controllable years.
Oh, I like the last one here. Torres for Gilly. Yes, I would do that.
Torres to the White Sox for Giolito.
Peraza. Yep.
And Workfit. Okay.
Oh, now he's talking. This is interesting. I like this.
Tyler, you just drew out the fire. I mean, this is a really good.
Hold on. I'm gonna screenshot this. Is this okay?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Screenshot it.
Can I screenshot this?
Okay. Shout out to Tyler Talbot, man. And thank you for the donut too, brother. I appreciate that. And there's a couple of donuts I want to thank as well.
All right, let me. I like this. Hold on. But if somehow if you don't have to give up Warren, all right, what do you?
If you can replace Warren with Hampton, I'd be all over it.
But if Do you think if Hampton's in there, do you think we'll get Hader and Snell together or no? If
Well,
Hampton's in there?
if Warren can get us Hader and Snell, I would do Warren. If it was for Soto alone, I would not do Warren.
No.
That's a beast. That's a blockbuster trade. That's a huge blockbuster trade.
Imagine if this. Okay, Tyler, I'm gonna. Okay, watch. I'm gonna say something here right now. If Cashman can pull this off at the same time before the trade deadline or after the trade deadline, Tyler, go buy yourself 13 champagne bottles. Go celebrate because
Yeah,
if this happens, if this whole thing happens, if you get like, wow, this is
I'll buy you one of the champagne bottles if this happens.
dude, Cashman. If Cashman can pull this off, this whole wow,
He'd be GM of the year, hands down. I mean, that's a monster trade, and those are two really other interesting trades.
I wonder who's going to be the lower level prospect though. I'm trying to think who because we covered these teams, so I got to see who's the lower level. Oh, okay. Would you add? Okay, let me say this. Would you add an Esteban Florio in this?
I would. I mean, if I could get McMahon or I would move Esteban Florio on any one of these trades, any one of them, because he doesn't have any options anyway.
I like Drew Thorpe though.
I like him too.
That's the thing, but
look what you get back.
And Snell though, but Snell, I don't know. Snell is he's not the same as before.
He'll probably be a number 3 here.
Hader, I love Hader a lot.
He's a beast.
That can fortify a bullpen, obviously. And and then if you get Hader, then that's our closer.
Oh yeah, easily. And you still have Clayton, you still have Michael King, you still have, and then you got Efrost coming back, you got Trevino coming back. Like you have the mother load in the bullpen.
Man, this is great. I like this. Giolito. Oh, hold on. So okay, if you get Snell and okay, so Cole, Rodon. Wait, so then where does Severino go?
Severino, I think, is not going to be back next year.
No, I'm talking about now. If this happens,
he'll probably go to the bullpen, or I mean, I personally would trade him. Personally,
into this deal,
I would trade him for something else, for a prospect or whatever, even a prospect that I can add to one of these trades.
And then where do you put Herman?
Number 5.
5.
Keep him number 5, and then have Nestor Cortez number 4.
No, Cortez is in this deal.
Oh, that's right, he's in it. So Domingo 5, and then you'd have Cole, Rodon. I mean, if you did both of these, you'd have Cole, Rodon, Snell.
Man, that's a good ass rotation.
That's some historic Atlanta Braves style rotation.
And listen, that rotation and that bullpen, that's a championship winner right there.
I'm telling you, Talbot.
Dude, Tyler, I'm gonna tweet. You brought some fire. I like this.
Yeah, did you screenshot it?
I screenshot it. I'm gonna post it.
Tyler, well done, bro. Well done.
Does he have Twitter or anything? Or
Tyler, if you have Twitter, put it in the comments so we can get that out too, so Nathan can get it too. Somebody else threw a super chat here. I want to thank him as well. Scroll out. Here we go. Rob Fauster, here he is. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you too. Hypothetically, Judge is out for the season. How does this change the trade deadline? Well, I don't know about you and Nathan, but I'm going with the mentality that Judge is out for the season. I'm going to plan around that. And then if you happen to get Soto, then you have Soto and Judge. Okay. That's it. Right? So, and I'm planning for Judge to be out for the year. If he comes back, even better. But I don't know. I think they can still do a blockbuster trade if Judge is out. I mean, right? So I don't believe we go for the big trade this year. I think I mean,
if they want,
if the Padres start to lose a little bit more, I think they're going to make a big trade. And again, the Padres are losing money right now. They're in a bit of a tough financial spot. So I don't know if they're going to be able to re-sign Juan Soto, in all honesty. So they may extend Snell, they may extend Hader instead of Soto. And if you can get a boatload of people back for him, they have a lot of high value contracts already. They have several. I mean, 3 or 4 $300 million plus contracts already. So, which is crazy. But so I'm like. I was 50-50. I'm more along the lines of like a 60-40 now, or maybe even more than that. The Yankees will be more willing to do a big trade this season, whether Judge comes back or not. Because I think they know we need to get aggressive. We need to do something big because Judge alone is not enough. It's not. So
and once Judge comes back, I don't. Another question is, would you resign Bader after the years? That's another big question.
I would
But
extend, I would extend them.
but you'll have Juan Soto on one side if you get him, and then you have Judge on the other side and Bader. That's a good outfield right there.
That's a beastly outfield. That's a
Then you can find a way to get rid of Stanton during the offseason.
yeah, exactly. And again, like I do think if the Dodgers somehow don't get Otani,
I think they just
it makes, it makes it possible for them to trade for Stanton. And the Yankees would have to eat a bunch of money, but if they could do it, I do it. I like Stanton. I love the way he carries himself, but now he's not the same. And I think the Dodgers would want to save face if they don't get Otani.
Yeah.
And we can even give them something with Stanton to goose up the trade, whatever it is. So, and make it a good trade. So I think a lot of it's contingent upon whether the Dodgers get Otani or not. I do. And
Let me tweet this out now and see everybody's thoughts here.
which one, Rob's?
No, Tyler.
Oh yeah, shout out to you too, Rob. This is a good one too.
Oh,
It's
Rob too.
Great question too, Rob. Really is. And I think our opinions on this. I mean, it's really we don't have and I can't, and I'm not blaming Boone or the Yankees for not giving us a clear timetable on Judge because the doctors aren't even giving us that. So you just don't know when you have a torn ligament in the foot. It's not the same thing as other injuries where the timetable might be a little bit more clear. This is the foot, the toe. So, and he's a huge guy. He's a gigantic man. So, I think that the timetable is going to be iffy no matter what. I think they may play it by week, play it by month. So it'll just have to be that way until you get a clear idea. Okay, he's better. He's feeling good, and you just gradually test him a little bit more, a little bit more, a little more. You know what I mean? I can't see any other way that makes sense for Judge. I know emotionally we all want him back, but I'd rather be smart now than risk it and then have him miss half of next year too. This is Aaron Judge. I don't want him to miss more than he needs to miss. It's our guy. And also why I think is getting Juan Soto would be such a good idea because then it would give them a little bit more, allow them to be a little bit more patient with Aaron Judge, protect him a little bit more. So, it's an unfortunate situation that we're in with Judge, but
I mean,
they can't find a team around him.
This is a perfect opportunity for the Yankees to make a point here, and then like I said, this I know we don't know when Judge coming back, and plus the offense is struggling, and now you have Sean Casey and Cashton and Hal. Man, just go for it, man. Just get whatever you guys need, and
Cashton. Now the hard work begins.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to give Sean Casey better weapons to work with. Give Aaron Boone weapons to work with. And I say this, and people can agree or disagree, but the fact is, Aaron Boone is taken to this, and people call me a Boone lover or whatever, and that's fine just because I don't smash him every day. But he's taking this team to 5 straight playoffs with the weakest roster they've had in 15 years.
Yep.
Could Girardi have taken him to the World Series? I don't think so. I don't know any manager who could have taken
this lineup is like.
You have 2 stars. You got Judge and Cole, and a mediocre surrounding cast.
It's like I'm not trying to. It's like a AAA team, in my opinion.
Exactly. I mean, I like Bader, and I hope he stays, and some other guys. But you have a lot of guys that are over the hill, and some attractive young players, but that are not there yet. You add a Soto, and you have a building block for. Soto's the same age as Austin Wells is.
Yeah.
Guy that they love. They're 24, so. He's just,
by the way, shout out to Austin Wells. Today's his birthday.
Yeah, happy
birthday, Austin Wells.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Enjoying.
And I'm really looking forward to. I mean, if the Yankees trade Higashioka, they have to call up Ben Rortvedt to the majors, and they have to call up Austin Wells to AAA immediately. Austin Wells needs to be in line.
Yeah, I think Wells needs to be called up in the majors now.
Yeah, I mean, I would, and again, he also profiles as a first baseman too.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So if Rizzo moves on and they don't want to spend to that Japanese player, they could play Austin Wells at first base. They could do that too and still keep him. I hope they keep him no matter what. So I really like Austin Wells. The game he brings that fire, so I really like him, and I hope it happens. I really do. And
yeah, I'm hoping. This is by next week we should find out more. I guess
Yeah, I mean, we're 2.5 weeks away from the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find there's gonna be a lot more chatter. So,
Oh,
and we'll keep putting out whatever we hear, but we'll make sure that everything you need to know, all the facts and everything, whether it's good or bad. So, and I do think the Yankees will make some moves. I think that if you haven't heard today, Nathan, that there are 14, according to a Yankees reporter, there are 4 teams in on Gleyber Torres right now.
who? Gleyber
Okay?
Torres?
Gleyber Torres, the Blue Jays,
Oh
the
no,
Blue,
no, don't trade him to the Blue Jays. No way.
no,
No.
the Mariners, the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Mets.
Ooh.
They're all experiencing
Okay. This is
very
where this all right, Jason, this is where your thing comes in with the Mets. I think uh, if you said something about bad contract, if they're willing to take a bad contract to get.
they, they acknowledge publicly that they're willing to take on Josh Donaldson's bad contract if we're willing to give them Ian Hamilton.
So would you do this? All right, but who do we get back? I'm trying to see.
I
Okay,
just take
so
money. I'll
oh,
just
okay. Money. So, but would you give? Would you give? How about this? Would you give in this trade to get maybe like a prospect from the Mets? How about this trade Gleyber Torres, Josh Donaldson, and he and Hamilton for a prospect or two to the Mets?
you get a lot of salary relief. We have to get a decent prospect because if you're going to give him Hamilton and Glaber
You need a decent prospect.
or two, that's a lot to give back.
Yeah,
To give the Mets. So, but I'd be willing to do it if we get enough prospect capital in return. If we're going to move Torres, we got to get some value back.
yeah.
It's only fair to the Yankees. And again, I think he can credibly be replaced with Oswald Peraza.
Mm.
So
Yep.
we lose Torres, we gain Peraza. There's no blocking of the infielders. We call Peraza up; he can play second base or whatever. And I think the offense would be very similar, and the infield defense would be way better. So, as much as folks say we need Glaber, yeah, sure. But I would be fine if they replaced him with Peraza because I don't think there would be that much interruption in offense.
Yeah.
So that's something I would consider. And again, they would get like almost $20 million of payroll relief. So which they can use on bigger trades. Like, they could acquire Giolito and a reliever from the White Sox or whatever. Like they could do some things now. So and because I think they're right on the threshold line, right, in terms of salary. Now you'd be on 20 million under. You can do some things. Gives you some flexibility. So
So do
that's something.
so with 4 teams in there, and you think most likely Torres will be in a different uniform by the time?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
he gets moved because they can get some value back for him and address other needs. And again, the Yankees are getting a lot of calls right now on Broderick Arias.
Who?
Broderick Arias said he was the top international prospect 2 years ago as a shortstop.
Where is he?
He's their international. I think he's still at the Dominican League or something like that. They got him out of the Dominican Republic, and in the international draft. So he's overseas right now at the Yankees farm, and he should be up in single A or double A at some point too. Probably single A, but he's only 17. Also, they drafted him at like 16 years old.
Wow.
So he's got a lot of developing to do. But they're also a lot of Yankee scouts are saying that he's going to be probably one of the better shortstops in baseball in another 3-4 years.
See, here's the thing. So Yankees are getting calls on him.
A lot of calls on him apparently.
So hold on, I don't understand the Yankees. I mean, obviously we have Volpe, but we just drafted a shortstop this year in the first round.
George Lombard.
Why they? I'm just trying to figure out why they're drafting shortstop after shortstop every year.
It's the most versatile position that could. When you draft shortstops, they can easily move to the outfield and other infield positions. They're generally the most athletic player on the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's easy to kind of multi-position them historically. So I guess, and they generally have more trade value than other prospects and other positions too. So and it's just adding to that ridiculous stable of shortstops that they already have.
I know I love Everson Pereira. I love Jensen. I like all these infielders that we have right now that we cover in Somerset and Scranton.
Yeah, I mean, they have a really good farm of offensive prospects. And they just got some good guys in the draft. A bunch of college players, and they're Rock Ruggio. He's a guy that they're very excited about. He's a lefty hitting infielder. They drafted him in the I think 3rd round or 4th round. So he's a guy that they're already tabbing. He's going to be one of the first guys to make the majors out of all the guys they drafted.
Yeah.
So, and then their first kid, George Lombard, and he looks like George Springer.
Mm-hmm.
He's already built like a major leaguer out of high school.
His father played in the league, and
His father's the bench coach for the Tigers.
yeah, he used to play for the Tigers. I think I don't know. I think
It's true, and so I mean a lot of good things to look forward to, and I'm glad they drafted a lot of college pitchers because they need a lot more pitching depth in the farm.
Yeah,
And I hope these guys pan out more often than not. So, and I honestly don't know who. I don't know who ran this draft. Whether it's Minaya, whether it's Sabian, I'm not sure. So
I hope it's Manaya. I like because
he's good at the international, bringing in international players. So maybe I don't know if he had something to do with Brandon Maia. So maybe I really like to know what they're doing.
I met Omar Manaya last week at the Hope Week event.
Nice.
It's cool. I mean, and I met Jason Zillow.
Zillow pretty cool.
Who?
He's a pretty cool kid, Zillow?
Omar, he's cool. Yeah, he said I told him about myself, and he said, "Congrats on everything." And he said, "You know where to find us if you need anything." So,
and he's the guy who runs the press conferences for the new signings,
yeah.
And he looks pretty cool. But and again, like that's awesome, dude. That's really awesome. I mean, I like what the Yankees did in the draft, and I hope they continue to build because they're going to have to replenish what they're going to trade away anyway. So kudos to them for the draft. But now, Cashman, it's your turn to do the hard work.
The real work begins.
Yes, Brian. If you're ever listening to Nifton tonight, please do us proud. Please
bring Juan Soto to the Bronx.
Bring Juan Soto to the Bronx, please.
And then the trade ideas from Tyler. If Cashman pulls that off, you're a genius, Cashman.
You get McMahon, and you get Giolito here, and you get Soto,
and Snell and Hader,
and we'll build a cape for you, super cash, whatever you want. I'll build a cape for you. So that would be. I think he'll get a little bit of love. He gets a lot of hate, Brian Cashman. He also takes a lot of heat from Hal because Hal doesn't really speak to people. So Cashman takes a lot of punches for him. So
I just posted a picture on Twitter.
I'm gonna check it out as soon as we.
Tyler, you're about to get you. Tyler, you're about to be famous, Tyler, on this stuff.
Tyler, man, get ready to blow up, brother. Loved your feedback today too. Really, really loved everybody's feedback. So I appreciate all you guys.
Well, you know what's funny though? The funny thing is when the season starts back up, we open up in Colorado, which is funny.
We're gonna see Ryan McMahon in a couple of days.
Yeah, so maybe that can be his rehearsal. Or
oh God, and Randall Grichuk too, another left fielder who's another prospect. I mean,
Randall Grichuk, the former Blue Jay.
Yeah, he owned the Yankees too. So, and he's apparently on the trade market. He's a left fielder. He's I think 30 or 31 years old, but he's known being a very clutch hitter. And I would hate for him to go to the Blue Jays or the Rays, or the Red Sox. That would stink, or the Orioles. So that if they can't get Soto, Grichuk's another guy they can look at, and you can get Grichuk and McMahon. Package deal, a lefty and a left-hander. A left fielder and a third baseman. So, but Soto, I mean, that's the guy everybody wants.
That's the guy.
Please
I think the Yankees will make a call. I really do think if the Padres lose a couple more games, and if they decide to sell, I think the Yankees will be the first team to call.
I hope so. I'll say come out strong
because
we'll give you right now. Make it very hard for them to say no. Very hard for them to say we're going to take them a couple of calls. I want you to be like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get a better phone call than this. Yeah, let's make something happen here. Like that's where I want you to make their stomachs hurt with an offer, right? Mm-hmm. Make them be like, dude, this can be a trade for the ages.
Any questions in the chat?
Anybody have any questions in the chat before we wrap it up? Yeah, 2 weeks to do something. We got a lot of Soto love here, so. And I know folks like Ohtani, and I get it. He's phenomenal. So, I think the only way the Yankees might get Soto is if they get rid of Stanton.
Okay, there's 6. Oh, Tyler, do you have Twitter?
Tyler's got Twitter?
No, he hasn't said anything. Tyler, I just posted your screens, your trade ideas on Twitter, so.
Yeah, boy, time to get Tyler some love, man. That was a great post you put up, man. It really was. Yankees now making players wear jock straps outside the uniform
What?
on the Armour logo. What? The show on the Armour logo for $5. Ken, it's a great question. It's the $1,000,000 question. We're gonna make this happen.
Yeah, hey, it's up to Cashman, man. It's up to Cashman in the front office, man.
Oh, here's Tyler's Twitter.
Oh, there you go. All right, let me tag you in that one. All right.
There you go. I'll retweet it too. At
All right.
Tyler20.
Um,
There you go.
let me tag this real quick, Tyler Talbot. Hold on.
Nicholas wants to know if would I eat a Big Mac and an apple pie for Juan Soto. I'll eat 2 of them.
I'll eat 5 of them.
And Nathan's gonna eat 5 of them. We'll both puke on screen for you. So hold on. Shit everywhere.
Or if we go soda, we'll meet in person and celebrate.
We're doing it in person.
Champagne bottles, Big Mac, apple.
Toast, eat, puke. That's it. Tap. T-A-P. T-A-P. Toast, eat, puke. Joe, my consigliere's in the house.
Gone.
Yes, my consigliere Joe, my Tom Hagen, my Silvio. Yeah, we're talking about.
Wait. Somebody just commented underneath Twitter the post. Someone said San Diego's gonna want Volpe. Come on now, that's not.
They might ask for him, but where's he going to play?
Mm-hmm.
The spots are filled in the infield. That's why I really think it's going to be. If they trade him to the Yankees, you have to give up Pereira, you have to give up Dominguez, both outfielders, and pitching. You have to give up a lot. But I just can't see where the hell's Volpe's going to play.
Yeah, I know.
You know, that's the thing. I mean, they could ask. We'll see if they do or not. See if we get that far. You know what I mean? But this is an opportunity for Cash to do right by the fans here and make them proud.
In words of,
Words of Frank Sinatra for Cash at the trade deadline. It's up to you. Yeah, you Frank Sinatra style. That's right, man. Not the Liza Minnelli, New York. The Frank Sinatra, old blue eyes.
New York.
Yeah, after they win, we go old blue eyes here. Yeah. You run down. Oh, okay, Ken. All right, here we go. Ken's gonna run down the street naked if we get Soto.
Oh my God!
Run
the naked mile.
And I'll put on a fake police outfit and I'll chase you.
Have you seen the movie American Pie?
Oh God, yeah.
Remember that one scene with the naked mile?
Like one. Oh, yeah. Yes, I did. Remember the scene when he's humping the apple pie? Yeah. It's like, oh, what the hell are you doing? We'll just tell your mom we ate it all. So I'm like, all right. Yeah, pecker flavored pie, all right. So yeah, Cashman's scared. You know,
no, what?
Cashman does a good job at doing this, brushing off hate and criticism. He's really.
I think now, the fans expect something big now since they changed the hitting coach and.
Mm-hmm.
And for Cashman to go up to Hal and say, I think it's time for a change at the hitting coach position, then that means I think there's something brewing where, and plus when Sean Casey said there's tensions between the hitters, I really do think they need some swagger now.
I do too.
Josh Donaldson, everybody thought Josh Donaldson was going to bring swag, but he's not bringing swag.
No,
Juan Soto brings swag.
Exactly. So. Exactly. Get Soto's butt here, man. We'll finish with that. Okay, my wife wants me to. Get upstairs. It's bedtime. So
all right.
Blame her slate. But Nathan, I want to thank you for coming on. This was awesome. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Loved your feedback. We'll do it again as we get closer to the trade deadline. Appreciate all your support and everybody. Guys, be sure to subscribe to Nathan's channel, please. You can support him on Twitter as well. Can you put your specs in the comments if you want now? Nathan, let's get your info out to everybody. Please support Nathan. Got a fantastic channel. Puts out great content on a regular basis. He is the man. I appreciate you, Nathan, man. Thank you, brother. Peace and love to all yous. Over now.
See ya.